You've probably done this before. You touch a doorknob, then you wonder who touched it before you. You wash your hands. You check the expiration date on milk. You take medicine when you catch a cold. And somehow, even with hospitals, vaccines, refrigerators, and soap in every bathroom, people still get sick all the time. But here's the thing. Ancient humans lived without any of those things. And yet, in some ways, they suffered from fewer diseases than you might expect. So what was going on? Why didn't ancient humans seem to get sick all the time? Or did they? Imagine a little stick figure sitting at a desk. He's sneezing. Tissues everywhere. 3 cups of coffee. Half his internet search history is just, "Why does my throat hurt?" Then an arrow appears. And suddenly, that stick figure travels backward. 10,000 years. 50,000 years. 200,000 years. Now he's standing on a grassy plain in Africa. No pharmacies, no antibiotics, no vitamin gummies, no hand sanitizer. Just a few dozen humans trying to survive another day. So here's the question. How did these people deal with disease? And why do scientists think some illnesses became much worse only after humans changed the way they lived? First, ancient humans absolutely got sick. They had parasites. They caught infections. They broke bones. They suffered toothaches that probably made them question every life decision they'd ever made. Life wasn't magical. But here's the surprising part. Many of the diseases that bother humans today were rare or didn't even exist yet. Think about measles, smallpox, tuberculosis, influenza. These diseases often spread easily because huge numbers of people live close together. Ancient hunter-gatherers didn't. For most of human history, people lived in small groups. Maybe 20 people, maybe 40. They constantly moved. And if someone became sick, the disease often struggled to find enough new hosts. It's like trying to start a forest fire with only 3 trees. There's simply nowhere for the flames to go. Researchers studying modern hunter-gatherer groups and ancient DNA have found that many epidemic diseases appeared much later, especially after farming began. Around 12,000 years ago, humans started settling down. Villages became towns. Towns became cities. Animals moved indoors. Suddenly humans, cows, pigs, chickens, goats, and rats were practically roommates. Which sounds adorable, until you remember rats never pay rent. One famous example is measles. Scientists believe it evolved from a virus related to cattle diseases thousands of years ago. Large populations allowed it to survive. Before cities existed, outbreaks probably burned out too quickly. And ancient people had another advantage: movement. They walked constantly. They ate wild foods. They spent time outdoors. Their diets varied with the seasons. Anthropologists have found that many hunter-gatherers were surprisingly healthy physically. In some cases, early farmers actually became shorter and showed signs of poorer nutrition, which sounds backward. Agriculture gave humanity civilization, but at first, it also brought crowded living conditions and less diverse diets. That trade-off changed everything. So why did this happen? The answer comes down to ecology. Disease is a little like gossip. It spreads best when lots of people are close together. If you only have 30 people scattered across a landscape, bad news has trouble going viral. But put thousands of humans inside one city, and suddenly, viruses are having the best day of their lives. Your body evolved during hundreds of thousands of years spent in small communities, not apartment buildings, not airports, not subway systems. Your immune system developed under conditions that looked very different from modern life. That doesn't mean ancient life was healthier overall. Far from it. Injuries could kill. Childbirth was dangerous. A small cut could become deadly. Life expectancy was much shorter. But certain chronic illnesses common today, obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, were probably much rarer. Not because ancient humans were smarter. Not because they had secret superfoods. Because their environment demanded constant movement. Imagine owning a car that drives itself. Now imagine owning one that only works if you push it all day. Your body is kind of like the second car. It evolved expecting activity. Researchers studying the Hadza people of Tanzania found that they remain physically active throughout the day, and maintain low levels of heart disease despite limited access to modern exercise routines. Nobody is doing spin class. Nobody is counting calories. They're just living in ways humans evolved to live. Another fascinating thing? Ancient humans helped each other. Archaeologists have found skeletons showing healed injuries. Some people survived broken bones or disabilities for years, which means somebody cared for them. Someone brought food. Someone protected them. Someone stayed. That idea always amazes me. 200,000 years ago, people were already taking care of each other, not because they had to, but because being human meant cooperation, and maybe that's one of our oldest medicines. Then came the first big turning point: fire. Cooking made food safer. Heat killed many parasites and harmful microbes. Suddenly, humans extracted more energy from meals. Brains grew larger. Communities grew stronger. Then came farming. Around 12,000 years ago, villages appeared. Population exploded, and disease exploded with it. Humans and animals shared space. Waste accumulated. Epidemics became possible. Then cities emerged. Ancient Rome, ancient China, Mesopotamia. Millions of people lived close together. Trade routes connected continents. Diseases traveled farther than ever, sometimes faster than armies. Then came another turning point: the Industrial Revolution. Cities became crowded. Factories polluted the air, but science advanced rapidly. Doctors discovered germs. Clean water systems appeared. Vaccines arrived. Antibiotics followed. For the first time in history, humans could fight many diseases directly. And now, modern life is strange. We live longer than any generation before us. Yet many of our biggest health problems come from abundance rather than scarcity. Too much sitting, too much stress, too much processed food, too little sleep. Your ancestors worried about finding enough calories. You worry about whether the fries should be medium or large, which would probably blow their minds. And here's the part I love most. Ancient humans are still inside you. Not literally. That would be terrifying. But your body still carries instructions written over hundreds of thousands of years. You still crave social connection. You still sleep according to rhythms shaped by sunlight. You still feel happier after moving around. You still find comfort sitting around a meal with people you care about. Those things aren't accidents. They're ancient. Sometimes modern life makes you feel lazy for wanting to go outside, or guilty for needing rest, or strange for wanting human connection. But maybe that's just your ancient brain quietly saying, hey, remember what worked for 300,000 years? And that's kind of beautiful, because beneath smartphones and office jobs, you're still carrying a hunter-gatherer's body. And honestly, that fills me with awe. Every heartbeat, every breath, every smile. They're part of a story older than civilization itself. So, why didn't ancient humans get sick? They did, plenty. But they lived in smaller groups. They moved constantly. And many diseases that plague humanity today simply hadn't evolved yet. Their world protected them from some problems and exposed them to others. Maybe that's the strange balance of being human. Every age solves one challenge and creates another. So next time you catch a cold, or feel the need to spend time outside, or enjoy sitting around a meal with friends, maybe don't feel so weird. You're just doing what your ancestors have been doing for hundreds of thousands of years. And that raises a question. If ancient humans suddenly appeared in our world, which part of modern life do you think would shock them the most? Let me know in the comments. And if someone you know loves weird little questions about human history, share this video with them. Because honestly, the deeper you look into our past, the stranger and more amazing being human becomes.